Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Urmila Joshi, and today's lecture is about medicinal chemistry. Today, we are going to see barbiturates as hypnotic and sedative agents. So, let us go straight to barbiturates. So, given here is my mail ID. In case you have any doubts, you can always mail to me on this mail ID. So, barbiturates are CNS depressant agents. They have hypnotic and sedative activity as well as anticonvulsant activity. I'm just posing a question to you. You may have learned about it in pharmacology, but if not, you can find this out. What is the difference between sedative activity and hypnotic activity? Okay. Now, barbiturates were drugs of choice as sedative hypnotics till the introduction of benzodiazepines. Once benzodiazepines were introduced, barbiturates were lost their importance because benzodiazepines were safer. Now, let us come to the mechanism of action of barbiturates. Barbiturates act on the GABA receptors. Okay. This is a GABA receptor. It is a pentameric peptide like the nicotinic receptor that you have learned. Okay. There are two alpha, two beta, and one gamma pair peptide chain. There are various binding sites. There is a barbiturate binding site over here. There is a ethanol binding site over here. There is a GABA binding site over here. And there is a benzodiazepine binding site over here. Just note that these sites are different. Okay. And these 5 peptides line a chloride channel. Okay. And these receptors are inhibitory in nature. Now, barbiturates bind to the GABA A binding site. This site, as I mentioned earlier. This binding of barbiturates to the GABA site, GABA A site, increases the binding of GABA to its receptor. Okay, here is GABA binding site. Now, binding of barbiturates increases the binding of GABA to its receptor, and this causes a prolonged opening of the chloride channels. Okay, this prolonged opening of the chloride channels causes hyperpolarization of the neuron and reduces its excitability. That is what produces the CNS depressant action. Okay. Some barbiturates also block the excitatory glutamate receptors as well as sodium channels. There may be some other mechanisms of action which have not been clearly understood, but the major mechanism is binding to the GABA A channels. Coming to the structure and the numbering, just have a look at this structure. Barbiturates are 5,5 disubstituted derivatives of barbituric acid. Now, what is this barbituric acid? It is a saturated pyrimidine trione. Can you see 2 nitrogen containing ring? So it is a pyrimidine. There are 3 keto groups, therefore a trione. Now, the numbering starts in such a way that you have to give lowest possible numbers consecutively to the nitrogen. So you can start from here or from here. If you start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it is going to be one and the same. Now look at the nomenclature. 5,5 disubstituted. We still haven't seen what are the substituents, but it is 5,5 disubstituted. 2,4,6, 1H, 3H, 5H, pyrimidine trione. Now 2,4,6 is quite understandable. At 2, 4 and 6 position, there are keto groups and therefore trione. Okay, pyrimidine because 2 nitrogen containing compound. Now what is this 1H, 3H, 5H? At 1 position, at 3 position and at 5 position, there is a saturated atom, sp3 hybridized atom at these 3 positions. Whereas in pyrimidine ring, just try to understand how is a pyrimidine ring. I am drawing the ring over here. Okay. This pyrimidine ring has every atom which is sp2 hybridized. Okay. Here, this atom number 2, 4 and 6 are sp2 hybridized, but 1, 3 and 5 are not, and therefore 1H, 3H and 5H. Okay. We go ahead to the chemistry of barbiturates. Now, an unsubstituted compound is called as barbituric acid. This barbituric acid has 4 acidic hydrogens. Just have a look at this. You know, phthalimide is acidic. So this and this hydrogen is equivalent to the phthalimide nitrogen. Phthalimide hydrogen attached to nitrogen. These two are acidic, plus this CH2 group has 2 adjacent carbonyl groups. So if this H is lost, the resultant carbanion can be stabilized because of the keto groups. So there are 4 acidic hydrogens. The pK is 4.12. Now, when you substitute the 5 and 5' position of barbituric acid, the 5,5 disubstituted barbiturates, pKa increases. In other words, acidity decreases, and that is because these 2 hydrogens are lost. Okay, only these 2 hydrogens remain, and therefore the acidity decreases. If you even substitute this by a methyl group, then it becomes 3,5,5 trisubstituted barbiturates. The pK is still higher. Now this you have to understand how substitution is. There is only one ionizable hydrogen then. Even this and this is substituted, and so the pK is still higher. Okay. Now look at this structure. There are 2 structures written. One is phenobarbital, second is mephobarbital. Now look at phenobarbital. This carbon is not considered as a chiral carbon because these 2 are different, but the other 2 substituents are just the same. Okay. So phenobarbital does not have a chiral carbon. But look at mephobarbital. The difference in the structure between phenobarbital and mephobarbital is one of the nitrogens is substituted with methyl group. Now, this carbon becomes chiral, right? Because 2 different groups are attached to it. This N has a methyl group, this N doesn't have a methyl group. So this carbon becomes chiral. So it becomes optically active but marketed as a racemic mixture, mainly because of the price consideration. Okay. Now coming to structure activity relationship of barbiturates. For reference, I have put barbituric acid over here and 5,5 disubstituted barbituric acid at this position. Okay. Now, as we discussed, barbituric acid is very acidic and it is devoid of any sedative and hypnotic property. Only five disubstituted barbiturates show sedative and hypnotic property. But not any substituent is allowed at 5 position. These substituents should not be polar. If there are polar substituents, this results in compounds which are devoid of activity. So the substituent should be non-polar. Okay. Now there are some approved barbiturates. Your syllabus contains only barbital and phenobarbital, but these are the other approved barbiturates. You need not remember the structure for the exam, but just see. Most of the barbiturates contain ethyl as one substituent at 5 position. Can you see this? Most of the barbiturates contain ethyl as one substituent. Only secobarbital has allyl group, but allyl group is also lipophilic and therefore satisfies the requirement that group should be lipophilic. Okay, lipophilicity increases with increasing number of carbons. Therefore, minimum of 5 carbons are there. This has 6 carbons. This has only barbital has 2 carbons, 2 ethyl groups. Okay. Amobarbital, secobarbital, all these have more number of carbons. Onset of action also increases with lipophilicity. Okay, but duration of action decreases. I repeat, onset of action increases with lipophilicity, but duration decreases. Now, here, one of the oxygens is being replaced by sulfur. Now, what happens when C2 oxygen is replaced by sulfur? The resultant compound is called thiobarbital. It has further increased lipophilicity because sulfur is more lipophilic than oxygen. Therefore, it has a much faster onset and shorter duration of action. As I mentioned, faster onset and shorter duration are associated with increased lipophilicity. In pharmacology, you must have seen the classification of long-acting, intermediate-acting, short-acting, and ultra-short-acting barbiturates. Now, relate that to this lipophilicity. Since all these drugs are not included in your syllabus, I have not taken this classification. You can study it from pharmacology. Now, just try to understand one more thing. The more lipophilic the barbiturate becomes, this all is a part of SAR, please remember. The more lipophilic the barbiturate is, it has better sedative activity. Faster onset, shorter duration of action. Okay. Now, when the compound becomes less lipophilic, instead of a sedative activity, it has better anticonvulsant activity. For example, phenobarbital, slower onset of action and longer duration of action. Now, as you can understand, the slower onset and longer duration is required in case of anticonvulsant activity. Now, coming to metabolism of barbiturates, I have given the metabolism of phenobarbital over here. Okay. What happens to phenobarbital? As we learnt in metabolism, the aromatic ring is hydroxylated at para position. Upon hydroxylation of the aromatic ring, subsequent is glucuronide or sulfate conjugation at the phenolic group, and this results in a soluble compound which can be eliminated via kidneys. Now, in case of barbital, there are 2 ethyl groups, right? In case of barbital, there are 2 ethyl groups. The rest of the structure is same. Now, what happens to this ethyl group? Usually, any ethyl group undergoes terminal hydroxylation. Okay, terminal hydroxylation as well as omega -1 hydroxylation. This is followed by either conjugation or oxidation and elimination. Okay, so this is an important part, metabolism. Now, adverse effects you must have learnt in pharmacology. Tolerance, dependence, tolerance causes higher dose requirement. Dependence, without this compound, people feel lost. That is why potential for abuse. And very important, it has a narrow therapeutic index. So the blood levels can go to the toxic levels very fast. This is the compound that is included for synthesis. So let us try to understand the synthesis of this compound. Okay, this is the compound barbital that we want. Now, please try to understand that this compound as being formed by joining of these two parts. When you look at the compound joining by these two parts, you will realize that one of them corresponds to urea and the second corresponds to diethyl malonate. Okay, at 2,2-diethyl malonate and diethyl ester of 2,2-diethyl malonate. Now this, how to prepare this diethyl ester? You know that this carbon is an called as active methylene group. It is flanked by two carbonyl groups. Okay, so if it is active methylene group, it can get converted to carbanion very easily. When you treat it with sodium ethoxide, it gets converted to a carbanion, and then this carbanion reacts with C2H5 plus to form ethyl. Same reaction can be repeated to get diethyl. So this is diethyl malonate. Diethyl malonate. Okay, so with this, we have completed barbiturates. Wait for other videos. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.